Lyman Eagles Volleyball is live only on mylocalradio.com. Eagles Volleyball is in session for another action-packed fall season. Carrying you straight through the year and into the state tournament in November. MyLocalRadio.com is here to bring you live video coverage of Lyman Eagle sports. With the opening serve quickly approaching, let's join Jake Hibbard, voice of the Eagles, in the My Local Radio broadcast booth for pregame coverage.
Welcome into the Conference Duels Day 2 of the Southwest versus the Northwest. It's Lovell versus Lyman coming your way in about a minute from now. We will take a 30-second break and be back with the first serve as we're getting on just in time for an early contest here on the First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
Members of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union feel confident that our staff has your best interest in mind, confident that we acknowledge your financial needs, confident that we are always working hard to provide the best rates, best products, and the best service the industry can offer, and confident that we will always work with you to help achieve your financial goals. Join Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
And welcome back, getting you on just in time for the first point as Bryce Hansen goes outside and attacks, blocked by Lovell. Emma Nelson pushes it over the side, and to the outside is Bethany Otremba with an attack that's blocked in bounds for Lyman. So the point goes the Eagles' way. Don't have a whole lot to give you, including a scoreboard at the moment. Don't have a good angle. This game starting in a half hour early. Not a lot of space here in this gym, so we're lucky to even get on an ace serve by Brooklyn Walker. Makes it 2-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. I get the best angle I can. Lyman is on the far side. That's Brooklyn Walker sending it over and just out of bounds to make it 2-1 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Early on, this is the first of two dual matches we'll have for you today. The second one will be at 1:30, and that's against Lyman. Let's see if I can get a view of that board in the meantime. Serve over by the libero of Lovell, Amanda Lillard to the middle. Madison Harris just tips it over. Dug out of the net, but it does get over. Nice little save there by Callie Owens. This is a best-of-5 sets. These are full contests in these inter-region games and kind of a modified tournament style. A dump to the middle of the net from Callie Owens gives Lovell the point, and it's 2-all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Welcome you in if you were able to catch us in time, as we are going on a half hour ahead of schedule, as these matches are on a rolling schedule. Outside attack, Bryce Hansen. It's deflected at the net. Owens in on that partial block, and a bump miss by Bethany Otremba gives the point back to Lyman. 3-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. And working on getting that Benedict's Market board up and going for you there while the action continues. Bump over from Owens. And it's on to Lyman's side. Walker sets outside. Mandy Air, the lefty, off two blockers. A big swing and a Partridge block gets the point back to Lovell, and they have the lead at the moment. And take that back. It's tied up. 3-2. Becomes 3-3 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Got a view of that now. And welcome you back to action. Callie Owens with the first attack on the Lyman side is Madison Harris with a right side attack from the middle blocker. And a kill for Maddie Harris. She prefers to go by Madison, so I should not slip up and call her Maddie there. Asked her that at the beginning of the season, Maddie or Madison, and she said emphatically, it's Madison. To the middle, a big swing and a kill from Rhett Partridge through two would-be blockers of Dickerson and Air. And it's point to Lovell, and the tie is back. Back to serve for the Bulldogs. There's Bethany Otremba. Middle attack, Mandy Air dumps it back right side, and it is inbounds. Point to Lyman, which is the home team, not just in gymnasium, but in as well the scoreboard. What a wild one we had getting here this morning, including this match starting a half hour ahead of schedule. With this rolling schedule, they want to get everyone going as fast as they can, so if that means they move ahead, well then, it's on us to be ready. That may cause some complications for the next match at 1:30 if that is also running ahead, or if it's behind, I won't complain if we're ahead here, as I'll need to get over and set up at the intermediate school of Lyman. Hits the antenna on a little missed bump there from Callie Owens, and point back to Lyman, 6-4 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serving is Sierra Heaton for Lyman. Bump up from Owens, and third one hits the net on the attempt by Aubrey Peterson. And Lovell can't get it over the net at 7-4 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Heaton with a second serve. 7-4, 3-point lead. A return over the net, touchdown by Mandy Air, as she saw a big gap and tipped it down with accuracy there. 8-4 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Be on the lookout for a Dr. McKay Frankham precision play of the game throughout this contest. Swing out of bounds. Unfortunately, we were not able to bring you the Big Country Properties pregame show, so instead we'll have these sets brought to you by Big Country Properties and broker Bobby Dolezal. We'll have the first two sets brought to you by her as, hey, we're on modified tournament play, and sometimes you got to modify your format as well. 3 bumps and over onto Lyman to Lovell side. A big swing from the middle of Partridge. A second bump set by Sierra Heaton, and a dump over by Mandy Air for the kill into the donut hole. She just slapped it down with her left hand. A timeout taken. 10-4 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball from this 3A Interregion Conference Duels on a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
10-4 here in the Big Country Properties first set. Line shot by Mandy Air is untouched. So a point back to Lovell out of the break. 10-5 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. A 5-point advantage for Lyman. Trying to get back into their winning ways. It's most recently when we were with them, they got a 4-set victory over Green River. But been struggling a bit in the Southwest Conference, 1-2 halfway through. They had some success yesterday. I can go back and find those results. Thank you to Scott Dickerson for updating me through those as Partridge serves it out of bounds, and then we'll come out of the contest for the libero Lillard. Let's see what we got. Lyman beat Powell yesterday, and Lyman defeated Lander in 5, so that's a big win. Lander, one of the top teams out of the Northwest, to the right side. And a swing and a miss by Aubrey Peterson into the net, 12-5. That is a big win for Lyman to get Lander in 5 sets. To compete like that, is it's going to be a tight 4 to get to state in the western side. Ace serve for Mandy Air puts another point on the board. 13-5 here in the Bobby Dolezal and Big Country Properties first set. Again, modifying Dolezal and Big Country Properties usually brings us the pregame show But we didn't have a pregame show as we started this contest a half hour before, and all the extra setup that was required to get on the air just didn't have time. So first and second set brought to you by Big Country Properties. Out of system, set by Owens to the right side, and a swing and a make by the middle, Grace Shumway. 13-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Back to serve and into the game, Chevy Jolly. A setter for this Lovell team. Can't get it over the net. Air on the serve, and it's 14-6, Lyman on top. Well, I was hypothesizing on the 4 in, and I had Lander in and Lyman on just the outside, but with those conference duels coming out, this is a great showing for them, and I think that has to bump me with Lander being in down the line and Bryce Hansen with the big swing. It's not that that Lyman doesn't have the talent. They certainly do, as you see by that big swing of the sophomore Hansen. It's just been a matter of consistency throughout this season and putting an entire set together. Dickerson serves over for Lyman onto Lovell's side. A little bump set over to the left of the net, and Callie Oden swings on it. Hansen down the line again, returned over the net and out of bounds. No, inbounds. Just lands inbounds. I didn't see that, but I don't have a good view, and you probably don't either at home. We've got a side angle view, but either way, it did land on that far side. Inbounds 15-7 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Walker to the outside, swinging with Hansen again off the block of Shumway and out of bounds on Lovell's side. 16-7 on the kill by Hansen. We will have Mountain View versus Lander scheduled for 1:30 p.m. Can't tell you with a surety when that will be for sure, of course. And a little swing by Hansen off the block and another kill. 17-7 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Send over from Walker. Worked their way around the rotation to the outside. It's Otremba getting off the hands of Emma Nelson. And a point back to Lovell. Lovell been struggling on the year, still looking for that win. Oh, and 19 in all coming into the tournament. Outside attack, Hansen for Lyman. Pushes it over the block, basically, with a little slap up to the middle. It's into the net, and not much chance for Partridge. 4 hits called on Lovell. 17-8 becomes 18-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. First and second set today brought to you by Big Country Properties. Give the call at 782-3356 if you're looking to buy or sell. Or you can always visit bigcountryproperties.com. To the right side, a push by Callie. Onto Lyman. Walker digs it out of the net with the setup. Harris is blocked by Partridge. They've got some good height on this Lovell team, that's for sure. Air partially blocked by Partridge again, but stays down on Lovell's side. To the outside for Lovell. It's Otremba with an attack down the line. High set from Walker to Air and through 2 blockers and in front of the backline defense of Lillard. Point and a kill for Mandy Air, 19-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. To the middle, Partridge swings and it's back middle. Picked up by Hansen to Air, swing down the line, kill for Mandy Air. 20-8 as Lyman is making quick work in this first set of the Lovell Bulldogs in their third inter-conference match of the game. I should say, inter-conference. I guess intro would be inside, so inter is correct, but playing Northwest versus Southwest to serve out of bounds by Hansen gives the point back to Lovell. Looking to go 3-0 with 1 match left, and that's Warland. Warland defeated Lander in 3 sets a couple of weeks ago and kind of shook the Northwest on its head. Down the line is picked up by Lillard. Bumped over the net, though. Harris to Walker. Outside Air off for Lyman. She tools the block off of Partridge. And the point back to Mandy Air and the Lyman Eagles, 21-9 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Timeout number 2 taken. We'll take it as well. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball. Live and online at mylocalradio.com. First Bank presentation.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
In the timeout here, Lyman with a big 21-9 lead on the Benedict's Market and True Value board over Lovell. 0-19 on this season. As for Lyman, they are 2-0 yesterday in the versus the Northwest, getting wins over Lander most recently in 5 sets. Still have you Warland yet to play, defeating Lovell in the first set here, and starting the contest yesterday with a 3-set win over Powell. Serve over on the Lovell side. Partridge with the swing on it. Walker defends. Nelson with the setup. Air down the line and finds that back right corner as she's been doing all contest long. One more time to make it 22-9 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. We had the Bridger Bowl yesterday as Mountain View knocked off Lyman in the football sphere 45-0. Let serve over is an ace for Madison Harris. 23-9 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. This first set brought to you by Big Country Properties and Bobby Dolezal in lieu of a pregame show today. Outside set is way left of the antenna, but a good little toe of the line there by Aubrey Peterson, getting it over. Back to Lyman. Dickerson from the middle swings on it. Outside attack this time from Otremba. And Dickerson pushes it over on one hit. A double hit goes uncalled, and they're going to still play. 3 bumps and over. A push on the third by Walker. Bump set from Peterson. And backline attack is into the net. Bryn Wilkerson trying to swing on that. We are at set point number 1. Serve just over the net as Madison Harris nearly with the ace on set point number 1. Walker tied on the net, outside to Air, and trying to end it, and she does. Through 2 blockers down the line, 25-9. Set 1 goes Lyman's way, and we'll be back for set number 2 in a couple of minutes. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball from the Conference Duels, live and online at mylocalradio.com.
The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio is back for another year with a bit of a twist. Join me, Jake Hibbard, as I transition from covering Evanston and becoming the voice of the Mountain View Buffs and Lyman Eagles. I'll be live every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. with news, analysis, and guests as we focus on the Bridger Valley and beyond. We'll cover the happenings around the area and across the state landscape. We would also like to welcome onto the show as a regular this year, Dennis Lynch of Auto Farm Chevrolet. Join us every Wednesday on KNYN 99.1 FM in the Evanston listening area for the Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio. If you can't catch it then, don't worry. We'll post all the episodes up to mylocalradio.com, or you can also find it by searching and subscribing to the Wyoming Prep Podcast on iTunes or Google Play. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio, presented by Auto Farm Chevrolet, every Wednesday, August through March on KNYN 99.1 FM in Evanston, or online anytime at mylocalradio.com, or of course at the Wyoming Prep Podcast on wherever you get your podcasts. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio. Come join in on the fun.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Meet the service and parts department staff at Auto Farm Chevrolet. We work on almost every type of vehicle, foreign and domestic. We also sell parts and accessories for almost all makes and models. Our staff is friendly and well-trained, and we are here to serve you. Open Monday through Friday beginning at 7:30 a.m. We invite you to Auto Farm Chevrolet for all your parts and for all your service needs. 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a community-driven dealer.
Welcome back to Lyman High School. It's the Conference Duels Day 2 as Lyman sitting at 2-0 in the duels, Lovell at 0-2 in this, the third of 4. Later on, set at 1:30 p.m. right here at Lyman High School, Lyman will finish off against Warland. Looking to go perfect on the duels, and that would be a great harbinger of things perhaps to come for the Eagles if they could pull that off 2 weeks removed from the regional tournament to try and qualify for state. Opening serve of the set number 2, and this is the team in blue on the far side of the net, and that is Lovell. Callie Owens with the serve over. First touched up by Mandy Ayer. Outside to Hansen. She's stuff blocked inbounds, and a great one there by Aubrey Peterson for the first point of the contest. Lovell's way on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. This second set also brought to you by Big Country Properties, as we did not have time for a pregame show today. Callie Owens with the serve over, up 1-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Try it again. Hansen down the line this time, and off the hand of Lillard. Looks like she has a stinger on the right hand after that, shaking it off. It's tied at 1-1. Point to Lyman, in the opening serve is Brooklyn Walker for Lyman. It hits the top of the tape and bounces back 2-1 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serving over and in play. Outside to Hansen, 6 feet from the net, through the block that was waylaid and just hits the back baseline to be inbounds 2-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. The contest we'll be bringing you a little bit later on is Mountain View versus Lander. Lyman got Lander yesterday. That was a great contest in 5 sets. Outside attack, sharp cross put down by Wilkerson. Still up though by Ayer. Cross quarter goes into the JV court and just misses. I think that's the Big Piney JV coaching or fans out on the far side. 3-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman has regained the lead. Hansen serving. Bryce pops it over to the far left side. It's an ace for Hansen. 4-2. Looking for our Dr. McKay Franklin Precision play of the game. And one thing that stuck out to me early on in the first set was a little tip down by Mandy Ayer where she had a free ball, but she went to place it. Ball knocked out of bounds by Owens, and it's another point for Lyman. And she put 2 hands down and then placed it to the far side where there was nobody in the area. It was a redirect there, and I think that's my early candidate on the tip for Dr. McKay Franklin Precision play of the game. 5-2 on the Benedict's Market True Value board. Partridge with a swing and determination. 5-3. First set went 25-9 on the board. Partridge with the serve. Knocks it over, back left court. Ayer with the first touch and the ensuing attack against 2 blockers. The lefty, well, she probably confused the block there with her approach and then her left-handed swing. The blocks were set up, it looked like, to defend a righty. But instead, she went down the line with her left-handed. That new approach for her this year has worked out well as Ayer has become a more dynamic hitter from the outside. 6-3 and close to an ace. Owens just gets it over the net. Back to Lyman, outside. It's Ayer. Through the block. Off the hands of Partridge, 7-3 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Second set brought to you by the #1 listing and selling agency in the Bridger Valley. And that includes Uinta and Lincoln County listings. Big Country Properties. Visit bigcountryproperties.com. To the middle, it's Dickerson, blocked. And a great one there by Shumway, but a good dig. Another block is just inbounds. Oh, it was out by a hair. It sure looked like it was at the corner, but it fell in front of me. well, blocking my view from the corner, so it was just out of bounds. So the point to Lyman, followed by an ace serve from Madison Harris. It's 9-3. Whistle blown for a ball on the court on the JV side, retrieved by Lovell, sent back Lyman's way. Harris serves it over. And no one there on the second hit as it was returned by Lillard, and everyone stood and watched it go for the ace. Harris serving for a third time. 10-3 lead on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. This one returned by Owens. To the right side, it's Partridge. Pardon me, that was rather Peterson on the swing. To the right side, it's Mandy Ayer. On the left of the net, another point in Lyman's way, 11-3 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Harris knocks it over to the back left side. Returned up by Connie Hall. Into the game as a DS. Line swing from Ayer, joust. Won by Dickerson, a pair of 15s in Grace Shumway and Kendall Dickerson. Lyman's Dickerson won that, the sophomore, 12-3 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Timeout taken by Lovell. We'll take it with him, as this is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
Madison Harris set to serve for another go at it. Second set action here on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lovell delayed in breaking the huddle, now out and set to go. The whistle blown, Harris serves it over. Connie Hall with the first touch and an ace for Madison Harris. 13-3 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board, as Harris will go back again. She's been serving for a while. And sends it over again. Lillard with the first touch. Peterson to the middle. Shumway into the net on a swing. 14-3 and give it back to Harris. She's on a run. 11-point advantage for Lyman. Lillard with the first touch. To the right side, Peterson with the swing. Hanson on the first return for Lyman. Ayer gets it past a blocker in Shumway. Tip over from Grace. A long run after a first return goes behind the back of Kendall Dickerson, and nobody can get there for Lyman's side. 14-4, finally a point back for Lovell. Again, mentioned that Lovell 0-19 coming into this tournament. Still looking for a victory on the season and running out of time down to the final couple of weeks of season. The next 2 weeks will be conference play for both the Northwest and the Southwest. Get that back half done. Middle swing by Mandy Ayer and a point back to Lyman. And then we're on to regionals at Lander. Now, we will be bringing you regional coverage. However, exactly how much or when it will be is up to determination. We know we have a week 1 playoff game in Mountain View. Lyman's still in the hunt as well for the playoffs. We could be covering either one of those teams on that Friday. Outside attack. Now it's just a push over by Callie Owens. To the middle, Dickerson swings against Shumway and a ball on the court. I thought it was a lift on Dickerson, but a ball rolls on from the JV court, forcing a replay. That means that we will surely be on Friday somewhere to cover football on MyLocalRadio.com. That doesn't necessarily take us out of all-day volleyball action, but we'll see what we can do with that. Now Saturday we'll be there. Push by Owens. Diving save in the back right corner from Bryce Hanson. Third bump from Sage Bradshaw. The libero is a kill. Nobody touched it for the freshman Sage Bradshaw with the point, 16-4 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. On Saturday, we will have volleyball action at Mountain View and Lyman, presuming both are still in it and looking to punch their tickets to state. And I won't rule out any coverage on Friday, but it probably is fairly unlikely depending on when those games are happening and the fluidity of regional contests. To the middle, it's a swing over from Shumway. Sierra Heaton sets to the middle. It's Kendall Dickerson. The sophomore gets a good swing. Tied on the net. Owens backs up, gives it to Shumway, who bumps it over. Sage Bradshaw on the set to Charles C. Rose to air, and a ball in the court forces a replay. That was as out of system as you can get. It's Sage to Charles C. And it looks like Rose may be getting some setting time, as I would imagine with the lead like this, Brescia Hansen putting some of those JV players, those borderline varsity girls, into situations against a team that they're up mightily against. 16-4 the score. Rose is playing on the right of net. Bradshaw shanks the return. A second is up, diving play made by Charles C., but a third cannot get over. And that's all she wrote. Raven Heaton in as well, wearing number 5 in the back left. Let's serve, and Heaton makes the save on it. Rose to the right of center, and Kendall Dickerson comes away with a kill. Assist by Rose, 17-5 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Again, after this, we'll have a quick teardown and send it on over to Lyman Intermediate School to try and catch Mountain View versus Lander Valley, scheduled for 1:30. But who knows? First touch up by Hansen, a dump set by Rose. And return back over from Lovell. Rose sets to Hansen, flips it over the net, a little roll shot down for Bryce Hansen on the kills. 18-5 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serving is Mandy Air. Let's over, close to an ace. Picked up from Partridge. A second bump, not into a third though, so it stays down on Lovell's side, 19-5. This is a rarity in volleyball, and it happens in tournaments, I suppose, but Big Piney playing prior to this contest, getting rolled over. And that allows for an early volleyball match ahead of schedule by a full half hour. Serving to the net from Mandy Air, and then it comes back and bounces off of a player. I think it was Sage Bradshaw hit. Ricocheted or slingshot back. 19-6 the score. Serve over, no. Off the top of the tape and back. Lillard with the air gives the 20th point to Lyman. Put Kendall Dickerson back to serve. On Lyman's side, wearing the black jerseys here in the second set, brought to you by Big Country Properties. And it's out of bounds as well. Sage Bradshaw in for Dickerson. Sage, the freshman, taking over in the libero position. The last couple of games. Mandy Ayers sets it to Rose, who gives it to Hansen. Punch over the net. And we're still playing. A nice little tight on the net dig out from Lovell. And a double hit by Madison Harris. That will, actually, no, that's not Madison Harris. Got a new player in there. Time to go digging. 20-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman playing with a primarily borderline JV varsity roster right now. Kill for Hansen. She's a regular still in, as is Mandy Air at outside. 21-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serve goes to, is that Rose? Looks like Rose back there. It is Charles C. Rose over, and a tip into the net from Partridge. 4 hits for Lovell, and it's 22-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Second set brought to you by Big Country Properties. Rose serves again. High on the return. A third bump just gets over. All ruled legal. Thought it would be a lift. Rose to Hansen. Tips with the left hand into the middle of the court. Right on the eagle. It touches down on Lovell's side. 23-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 2 points away from a set 2 winner. And we've got a touch play there. An ace. And set point number 1 for Rose. 21-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Line drive serve, returned over the net and out of bounds. An ace for Rose to finish it. 25-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board after 2 sets. Rose comes away with the ace serve, and we'll be back with set 3 action as Lyman looks to close it out in straight sets after this. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
We hope you're enjoying this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Dr. McKay Frankham, quality dental care at affordable prices. Yeager's Auto Body. For nearly 45 years, Yeager's Auto Body in Green River has been at the top of the game in auto repair. Westar Printing in Evanston. No matter what you want printed, Westar is where you want it done. Reese Auto Service. From lawnmowers and snowblowers to cars, trucks, and semis, Reese Auto Service in Lyman does it all. Trona Valley Credit Union, member NCUA. Plains Tire in Evanston, Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep.
In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
It's important to feel like you belong. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we understand the value of connection. When you become a member, you join our family. You become an owner of a not-for-profit financial organization, and your success becomes our success. We give back to our members by offering lower loan rates, fewer fees, higher yields, and more products and services. Become a member of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today, and let's work together to reach your financial goals. We're a caring partner here for you. Member NCUA.
Welcome back to set number 3. No score on the board as Lovell is out and set to play. Lyman still in the huddle. First set went 25-9, the second 25-8. And Lyman taking every bit of time that they can. In that huddle, a whistle's blown already. And see if the down official gives a warning here saying come on out. It looks like they do get that. Lyman breaking the huddle. Lovell out in set 4. A third set. Still looking for a first victory on the year. Brooklyn Walker has the opening serve. Lyman on the far side of the net. And serves it over into the net. Attempted to serve it over. Couldn't quite get there. And it goes Lovell's way. Bethany Otremba with the serve. Into the net as well. 1-1 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Gives it back to Bryce Hansen for Lyman. She pounds it over for an ace into the back left of the net. Back left of the court, I should say. 2-1 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Time of the clock right now, 10:46, about 16 minutes after our scheduled start time today. Let's see how well that worked out. We're already in set number 3 as volleyball for a change was a half hour ahead of schedule. A big swing out of the outside position by Bryn Wilkerson and no touch there. Gives the point to Lyman, 3-1. Lyman substituted a lot of JV players in late in that second set. To the middle, a little swing down, nearly a kill for Partridge, picked up by Walker. Bump over from the libero freshman, Sage Bradshaw. Callie to Partridge, and Owens assists on a good swing from the middle by Partridge. 3-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Setting to check in is Grace Shumway as Rep Partridge goes back to serve. High return on the back left court. Mandy Eyre with the bump over the net. Otremba set to the middle. And a swing by Shumway is returned over. Back to Lyman's side. On to Lovell after 3 bumps and over. Outside attack, a little tip over from Wilkerson. Backline defense, joust at the net. Nelson loses that one to Wilkerson, and it's 1. Lyman loses that point. Lovell, 3-3, tied up. Partridge serving and misses low on it. Gives the point back to Lyman. We've had a lot of serving errors here early. Early in the morning, you usually see a lot of serving errors, I would say. Equilibrium not quite there yet. Shumway, a little behind the back bump, a kill for her as she had a little razor's edge sharpness to that. 4-4 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Coming in and back to serve for Lovell. Chevy Jolly, the setter. Pops it over the net, back middle. Hanson on the first touch. Walker to the middle herself. Eyre on a good swing by the lefty. Picked up back left corner. Swing over from Jolly. Back left court, it's Hanson. Set right at the middle to the outside. Eyre through 2 blockers and killing it down. 5-4 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. One-point advantage. Sierra Heaton serving. Rolls it over the line to the middle of the net. Tucked down by Kendall Dickerson. 6-4 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Heaton on the serve. And an ace for Heaton. A shanked return by Lillard. 3-point advantage for Lyman over Lovell, up 2-0. Heaton for a third serve. Had success so far with it. This one will be returned. Jolly to Owens. Partial block. And got Caroline Bradshaw back there on playing right side with that partial block, and the point back to Lyman. 8-4 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serve over, Lillard bumps it up, and Otremba gives it to Owens over the net. Back to Lyman. Swing from Caroline, or setup from Caroline to Dickerson. And freshman to sophomore, the kill goes. 9-4 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Timeout taken by Lovell. They trail it by 5. And this is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball, live and online at mylocalradio.com.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
When
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Well, for the first time in my viewing of Lyman this year, which is certainly not every match they've played, we've got the twin freshman Bradshaw girls out there, and Sage the libero and Caroline Bradshaw the setter. Out there in varsity play, 9-4 coming out of the break. Lyman leads Lovell. Sierra Heaton on a serving run to the back right court. Picked up by Wilkerson, and the attack from Owens on the outside position. Hansen pushes it up over to Bradshaw, sets up air, and returned over the net. Oh, Bradshaw with a big miss. That Sage, she pulled off, and that ball was well inbounds. 9-5 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serve over from Wilkerson. Bradshaw sets up to air, sharp cross. Good return from Otremba to the middle. Shumway on the swing in the net. It's Shumway caught there, and a point to Lyman. So she would have had the kill, but instead gets caught with the elbow in the netting. And the serve goes to Mandy Ayer. It's a hard one. Line drive picked up Wilkerson. Bump over. It's on Lyman's side. Here's Ayer to Bradshaw outside. Hansen winds up, is blocked. Heaton with one touch and a lift called on it. Point back to Lovell. 10-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. And the swing over. Lillard just inbounds and over the net. Hansen got the first touch. Gets the opening attack. Inbounds. No. Called out. Oof. Tight one there. Just out of bounds down the line for Hansen, and a 2-point run for Lovell has them within 3 and set number 3. Ace serve. No. Returned over the net by Ayer. A run for Jolly to the middle. Partridge gets a swing. Deflected by off the hands of Dickerson to Hansen on the push over the net, a little dump down. 11-7 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. We have one more volleyball match out of the Bridger Valley coming your way at 1:30 p.m. That's Mountain View versus Lander. Dickerson over the line on the net. Back left court. Right side attack from Owings, and it does not clear. 12-7 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 2-0 lead for Lyman. First 2 sets were brought to you by Big Country Properties. Kendall Dickerson aces it to make it 13-7. Here's a run for Lyman. These games do count as regular region contests, not conference games, but region games. The quadrant format of 16 teams in 3A. To the middle, Partridge is down for the points. Good swing by Partridge. 13-8. That Mountain View contest will be held at Lyman Intermediate School, so allow us to have a very short pregame to go get set up to make sure that we can get that game on in time. Almost 11 a.m. here. At least in that form, we are ahead of schedule as far as getting torn down and set up for another game across town. Ace serve for Brooklyn Walker. Makes it 15-8. Contest was scheduled to begin 25 minutes ago. It started about an hour ago. 15-8, serve over from Walker, and a third bump just over by the Lovell defender. That was Peterson on the swing. And Hansen knocks it off the hands of Partridge for another kill Lyman's way. 16-8, doubling up on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Walker serving for Lyman. This would move them to 3-0 in the conference duels with only Worland later on today. Ace serve from Walker hit the back line. 17-8. 17-8 as Walker nets it over. Outside attack and a pump down the line. And Aubrey Peterson with the kill. 17-9 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Walker with the setup to Hansen, outside off the block. Returned over and out of bounds. Point to Hansen and the Lyman Eagles, 18-9. Serve out of bounds makes it 18-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Partridge serving for Lyman. Sets up. Has a little around the world swing as she pops it up to her right hand and sends it out of bounds. 19-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Madison Harris serves it over. High return. Walker to Nelson, outside air. Down the line. Lift called on Owens. And the point to Lyman. 20-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Point to Lovell. Pardon me, point back to Lyman. 21-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Pops over the net. Harris on the serve over. And 2 hits called on the little set by Bethany Otremba. 22-10, close to the end here. Go ahead and hand out our Dr. McKay Franklin Precision Play of the game right now. Mandy Air with the winner of that, as we won't really have a post-game show. We need to get torn down and set up at a different school. She had the placement attack on a 50-50 ball back in set number 1, and I like the methodical read of the court and find where there's no one in the area and put it there. That's your Dr. McKay Franklin Precision Play of the game. Madison Harris serving 2 points from a match winner. Shumway swings it over, and Walker to Raven Heaton. It's just over. Peterson to the middle. Shumway swings with the right hand. Diving play made by Heaton. No, it is not. 23-11. Chevy Jolly with the serve for Lyman, or for Lander. One more time for Lovell, one of those L teams. Mandy Air from the middle attacks down to the back left court. Bumps at Jolly to Wilkerson. Good read of the court there for her. Air picked it up though. Now gets the ensuing attack down the line. Drops in the back middle of the court. We're at match point number 1, 24-11 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lovell will still be looking for their first victory of the year following the completion of this match. Lyman will look for a 4-0 showing at the conference duels. 24-11, match point number 1, and into the net. Wilkerson ends it. 25-11 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. We will keep it right here, as I'm not going to have much of a post-game show. We need to get torn down, set up at a different school. So let's run you through the scores as we had them right now. The first 2 sets were brought to you by Big Country Properties and went as such. 25-9 and 25-8. Both Lyman wins. Mandy Air finished it off in the first set, and the second was an ace by Charles C. Rose. Third set, was a bump into the net by Bryn Wilkerson, and that ended it 25-11. That's your wrap-up, and that'll do it for us here from Lyman. We'll be back in action at about 1:30, our estimated time, but it is a rolling schedule. As you saw, this contest began a half hour early. And Lyman Intermediate School, as Mountain View will take on Lander in a big match of consequence. Lyman has already knocked off Lander in 5 sets, looking to go 4-0 against a Warland team at 1:30 p.m. later on here at Lyman High School today. This has been a First Bank presentation And thank you for listening. I'm Jake Hibbard. We'll catch you a little bit later over at Lyman Intermediate School.
The preceding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. We appreciate you tuning in to this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive of Lyman Eagles Athletics. We would like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors and partners who make this all possible. And of course, thank you for tuning in. Check out our website for more information about future Lyman broadcasts, or like us on Facebook to stay up to date with the games. Until next time, go Eagles!